Welcome back to Yildiz Readings 5D. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. All the information for bookings is at the end of this video. Libra, what an action-packed month we had ahead of us. Yes, our energy is going to start feeling a lot better. And if you do want a private booking, you can go to the link below. I am live on Fridays if you want to join our super chats, as well as the updates for the Twin Flame Collective. Now, into your read. Number one, what I am seeing is things are going to get into more of an equilibrium and recovery. I'm also seeing that you are going to have more energy this month. So that's a beautiful thing. I think we all can agree. We're all needing a lot more energy and vitality. And I do feel you're going to be quite in mission mode this month, Libra. Now, there can be some hiccups in the first week. And that is mainly because we are in that shadow phase, especially with Mercury moving direct by about the 4th, I believe. But nevertheless, this is quite a positive time, and I do feel structures and situations surrounding family and home may have been coming up for you. Now, we are going to tune into singles, couples, and those of you on the fence, and then we're going to get into the update relating to other areas of your life should you wish to stick around. Now, for those of you that are single right now, I am seeing that there is a circumstance where you had been doing a lot of shadow work, and I do feel pretty much from September 2021. So this has felt like a huge upheaval. It feels like we have been soaked like a sponge and squeezed out and re-soaked again. So a lot of you can feel quite fatigued from this. A lot of you may have come to terms with a lot of shadow elements. I also feel that there's this questioning mind at the moment as to, okay, how is this year going to be? Is this going to be any better than the last 3 years? I don't know why I'm hearing 3 years, but I'm hearing 3 years. I do feel that there is a pause before movement, but for some of you, you can be having communication with people of the past, or this can be a time that you are really starting to look back at those situations to free yourself so you psychologically can move forward. I do feel this will be successful this month, and I do feel a lot more momentum and movement. I'm also seeing that people are going to find you to be super attractive in the month of February. Some of you are wanting to change your image. Some of you, again, you have this sixth sense at the moment, and it is quite strong. It's quite determined. I do feel in your communication style, like I said, you're going to be very selective of the people you surround yourself with. I do feel also your schedule is going to be quite full. I do feel that, you know, you may be looking at that shadow element. Do you actually want a traditional relationship, or is it something where you want to have a little bit more autonomy, freedom? You know, so you're kind of on the fence about that for some of you. I do feel this person of the past, you did have a great deal of chemistry with them. There is a great deal of chemistry between the both of you. If there has been intervals of communication in a sense of negotiations, be it was of the past or currently where you stand right now, I feel you're actually looking at that and you're realizing that at that point in time when those things were going on, it may be that potentially some of you are realizing that you weren't quite ready to address some of those areas psychologically. I do feel there is going to be a change of heart in some instance for those of you that are single. I also feel psychically that you're very in tune to your surroundings. So if there is a feminine energy that you're cautious of, I'm hearing the term, you're correctly guided, but gauge it. Those things could have changed. There is a tactical way you can handle it. I also feel both parties here in the romantic situationship. They're showing me there's a great deal of chemistry between the both of you. But you're trying to pledge chastity at the moment. That's both parties. Both parties really restraining themselves, even though the sacral chakra is activated inside of this connection. but both parties are trying to restrain themselves, and it can be these really traditional views, very reflective. I'm not necessarily feeling that will be a permanency, but I do feel in the negotiation aspect of things, should you have communication with this individual, and I really do firmly quite believe there can be a negotiation here. I do feel there will be forward momentum, and I do feel this is going to be a brand new beginning. Some of you, the subject to do with home can come up, and where that's going to be and how that's going to be. Now we'll move on to couples. Now couples, I see you guys have been super busy. I do feel there's a lot of plans relating to the future. I also feel some of those steps that you're taking, there was a little bit of confusion, a little bit of fatigue. I kind of feel at an intuitive level that both of you actually do tend to see eye to eye, but it's the hidden, it's the things that we don't say but we know. Potentially some insecurities relating to the past might have come up, but I also feel this may have been really to do with stability. You know, looking at where maybe we had unhealthy boundaries in life. This could have been in our contracts. This might have been in our finances, with friends. It's whatever this renegotiation is, be it it's on your side or your partner's side. I do feel there were changes relating to career. Now, with those changes, I do see this is recovery time, and I feel this recovery time for both parties inside of this connection. There's a real goal in orientation here, and you'd really need to be on the same page in order for that to flow quite successfully. Otherwise, if you are sort of in that energy of the in-betweeners, stay tuned for that channeled message, and I can then you can look at both sides to really navigate it. I do feel ultimately there is a transformation, but the transformation is also happening within the heart. Some of you can have a moment where there are butterflies. So I do feel there can be a very, sentimental moment that you share with this individual. Some of them also have been quite concerned about your well-being and health, but I do feel that will be in the recovery mode as we move into mid-month. I do feel again, if there was a circumstance surrounding the past, that can be on your side of the fence, their side of the fence. I feel that's very much in the past now. I do feel that situation cycling out. Some of you may have some paperwork to do with the past that does come up. I also feel you're being very strict with your finances. But there is a plan of action, and this plan of action I feel for the both parties here is to do with the long-term success, long-term goals. I do feel for those of you that have children, there may have been dramas relating in their life, but I do feel it's going to settle down. There might have been a lot of inner child coming up for you, but I do feel this is going to be quite an exciting month on a social level, but also, yeah, just try and pace yourself, Libra. This is one of those months where it's going to be really, really busy. But you can start getting that momentum and success. I do feel some of you are going to get a pay rise. But the romance inside of this connection, you know, it's really important this month to kind of take your time with it, be fluid. We will be in the shadow phase of Mercury, so the way you need to relate to it, I feel, is quite flexible, but it's more, you know, being spontaneous, not going into that, you know, rigidity of, yes, being cautious with money, but also, you know, in the things that you do, being fluid and, okay, spontaneous, keeping it quite spontaneous. I think that's really going to benefit you. But do be flexible because these plans can change. That can be due to what's happening in the collective or due to, again, the transit. So try to not personalize it. It can be a frustrating time, but nevertheless, I do see it easing up. Now, those of you on the fence, you're really having to sit and pause with this, and I do feel it could be because you are having a change of heart. We do have the transformation with the butterfly in the heart of the situation. I feel it's more to do with negotiation. I feel you really, you know, if you have tried to talk to this individual and they're not quite seeing your side of the fence, I sort of feel, you know, if we just throw the baby out with the bathwater, I feel you're going to regret that. I really feel it's necessary to pause for a minute and to actually go into the situation of a negotiation. I also feel it's important to understand the way in which we communicate these things. That if we can get into that mindset of, sending the information and how then that person's receiving it, the whole notion, men are from Mars, women from Venus, regardless of the, genre you're born into, it's understanding the other person's language sense and how they would take information. And I feel there is a way you could actually deliver this information that is going to come through that they directly can understand. So it's really picking that correct channel, I'm sensing. I do feel that, the chemistry within this connection, I do feel the love interest is taking this a little bit personal. If you have kind of stood back a little bit and maybe felt that you haven't been as open, it might have been due to health, it might have been due to fear, and frustration of the past. So I do feel that will ease up, but you need to be quite open to this individual in a sense of explaining it. But I do feel you're going through that metamorphosis of change. I feel as we move forward, it will lighten up, but you also need to organise your schedule. And I feel if you do that, it can take a little bit of the pressure off. And that way, taking a little bit of time to meditate, being spiritually honest to yourself, I do feel you'll feel the resolve. Now, we are going to have a look at your career, Libra. Your career can be moving through very quickly. You're going to have to be patient in the first week. I do feel those of you in your career sector, you can find that you're going to be fine-tuning it this month. There can be something major that you're wanting to do. This can be, if you're looking for a job, this can be a very good time to actually, spruce up that resume, get those resumes out, and you'll find that you'll have multiple offers then. Those of you on the paperwork front, throat chakra keeps going. Again, some of you can be going into that self-fulfilling prophecy, but I really do feel with this, Jupiter and Pisces, it does feel as though this is about restructuring. Things might not have come together the way you thought yet, but the steps that you're taking, Rome wasn't built in a day. I do feel, ultimately speaking, if you put the energy into it, I do see that this is going to be quite successful, but it's just taking a little bit of time. I also feel some money is going to be coming towards you. This can be a gift. This can be quite large. I also feel some of you are going to be changing your image. Again, probably the safest point in the transit sense would be mid-month. Most of you are going to be having that self-care, getting back into exercise, really looking at your nutrition and diet. I do feel mid-month you do need to be quite careful with superiors. Some of you could be getting a raise, going to a higher position. And again, I do feel that to be quite successful. Now, those of you unemployed, as I mentioned, really good time to get the resumes out. If you're not working and that's not where you are in life, it can be the things that you do in your life. So it's what gets your routine going, what gives you purpose in life. And I do feel a lot of you are really focusing on that. Those of you who are seeking employment, you can find this is one of those real strange years. It may mean that we are doing multiple things. It can be also, for those of you in partnerships, that your partner's income does increase, but I also do see your money increasing, Libra. I do see it increasing quite a bit. I feel ultimately you're trying to pull everything together. You do need to pace yourself. Don't go into burning yourself out. Keep your fluid up. I do feel there's going to be some romantic moments during the month, and I do see cash starting to flow through. If you had been struggling with the situation, right? I'm seeing both of these really. 2 times you got the Virgo and it's the 12th house. Take some time to meditate. Take some time to meditate on the situation. I feel try not to be critical on yourself. Move into the heart chakra where we actually do manifest the best. And I feel ultimately if you can do that, I do see a solution coming towards you. I will see you through the month for updates. If you do want to book a private reading, you can go to the link below. Otherwise, I'll see you for the lives. If you haven't clicked the bell and subscribed, I'd love to see you. Come date me, as I say, on YouTube. And for 2022, we have a lot more new content. Romance reads, twin flame updates. Yes, we have the Members Hub online, so come through and join us. and giveaways. Very separately, 2 channels being launched, as well as the membership hub on my website. So please click the bell. I'll see you soon, and come and join us for the lives and the super chats. Any questions, DM me.